What's up, guys? We're live at 5. I'm Paul Wontorek.
I'm Beth Stevens, and we have a fantastic guest today.
Joe Carroll from one of my favorite musicals, BANDSTAND. He's here.
He's such a nice guy, and he's super dreamy. Joe, you're super dreamy. I just want to let you know. Hey, we've got some news before we do that.
What's up?
Well.
What's the buzz, Beth? Tell me what's happening.
Are you going to do that every day? I hope you do. I hope we have a supercut of that someday.
Thing.
Please. Idina Menzel.
I know her.
You do? I know. Your birthdays are coming up, you and Idina. Idina Menzel is coming off Broadway to do...
In a year.
In a year.
So don't get too excited.
To do
this is like an advance.
A play. Not a musical,
Sorry.
So no belting.
But it's going to be good, I'm sure.
Okay, I got to read this. Are you ready?
And it's called, by the way, this is one of the first words I ever associated with Idina Menzel.
Really?
Skin tight. Because Marie and Johnson were very skin tight clothings when I saw
when she was mooing in Rent. Yeah.
She's always skin tight. But then she went blazer. She's more blazer these days. She's going back to skin tight.
What's happening today?
Just read the plot. It's hilarious.
Let me just, first of all, it's written by significant other playwright Joshua Harmon, who also wrote Bad Jews, which
you interviewed him recently.
I did. He's
did
a
he
really
tell
nice
you he
guy.
was writing a secret play
No,
for
he
Idina
didn't tell me
Menzel?
anything. Hey, Josh, I know you're watching. Let me know stuff, okay? And Daniel Oken, I don't know how to pronounce your name, Daniel, who directed Bad Jews, is directing it.
The problem with Live at 5 is that we have to know how to pronounce everything.
We just write it down and then you read it. It's fine.
Anyway, sorry.
So it's
fun fact, when I first met her, and for many years, I called her Idina.
She loves that.
And
she loved, you guys, call her Idina, see what happens.
I remember her finally saying, like, it's Idina. And I was like, oh, so not, then, anyway.
It's Idina.
What's the plot?
Menzel. Begins May 31st, 2018. That's right after her birthday. I knew you were going to say that. And it opens on June 21st. It runs all summer, and it
you know, it's just funny that we're hearing about this like 13 months ahead of time. And I was actually trying to remember, how long do we know about Bette Midler before? I feel like maybe about the same amount. This is that kind of build-up.
525,000.
This isn't a Bette Midler Hello Dolly level build-up, but for Idina Menzel, an off-Broadway play.
That's right.
We're excited she's doing one.
Just a couple hundred
seats. But it
seats.
feels like by the time it comes, people are going to want her to sing before the parade passes by.
Maybe she will outside the theater. Let me just read the description to you because I don't know how to summarize this. Are you ready?
No, just read it. It's good.
Skin tight. A scorching examination of beauty, youth, and sex. I mean, I'm sold already, right? Reeling. Okay, here's this plot. Reeling from her ex-husband's engagement to a much younger woman, Jody Isaac, that's Idina, not Idina. Stop looking at me, Paul. Famous fashion designer dad for support. Instead, she finds him wrapped up in his West Village townhouse with Trey, who's 20.
A porn star.
And not necessarily gay, but probably an adult film star for the correct way of saying
that. So wait, when she walks in on them? She didn't knock, she just walked?
It's her dad.
I wonder who's going to play the porn star role.
At least according to Jody's son. So Jody's son is in the know about that guy, who's also 20 and definitely gay. So Idina has a gay 20-year-old son
who knows
about porn.
Who knows porn, as most 20-year-old gay guys
I can't wait to see it. It's called Skin Tight.
Skin Tight.
All right, I'm going to move on. Little Mermaid. All right, it's like live musical week. What's going on? Everyone's doing live musicals. We've already announced so many of them. Now ABC is going to do The Little Mermaid live. I'm a little confused.
Well, it's not really, we don't know what it is.
It says in a unique hybrid.
Hybrid, we love that
The
word.
Little Mermaid Live will blend elements from the animated musical with live performances. I don't know.
One question for you.
Sierra Bogus, is she going to be
roller skates or wires? That's all you need to know about
maybe
Little
it's like
Mermaid.
Actually underwater.
Heelys or wires? What is it?
That's the question.
You know what? Might be neither. It might just be people just come out and sing. Things are falling in the studio. Everyone's okay. Everyone's okay.
Everyone calm down.
Joe Carroll's getting crazy
Calm down,
over
Joe
there.
Carroll.
He's anxious. He wants to get on camera.
Okay, let me get through the news faster then. Come From Away won 4 Helen Hayes Awards from its engagement in D.C.
Yes.
The whole cast went down there, including...
You know who won? Jen Colella.
Jen Colella. And guess what?
What's going on with Jen Colella?
Jen Colella.
Here's a headline for everybody.
I can't believe you just did that.
No, but anyone who knows will know.
If you know, then you know.
If you know, you know.
Jen Colella is it's a deep cut. Jen Colella is our new vlogger, and she's going to start in 2 days.
And what's the name of the vlog?
Welcome to the Rock.
Welcome to the Rock.
Right. Were you just dancing?
And what was her old vlog called?
Head as Headline. If you're not following along.
That's it, millennials, that's the tie-in. Head as Headline.
Moving on.
Why Head as Headline?
Because she played Hedda Hopper in Chaplin, and that's
who played Hedda Hopper in Feud?
Judy Davis.
Oh, you're good.
I knew something. I'm moving on. Nancy Opel is going to star in a musical. Now, this doesn't happen very often that there's a commercial
That she does
off-Broadway.
musicals? Oh, no, you're
Commercial
right.
off-Broadway musical at the
Right.
West Side Theater, and it's called Curvy Widow.
Replacing another commercial off-Broadway musical.
That's true. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know anything. You're right.
What-
You're right.
what-
Cagney.
Yeah, not Cagney. I was thinking Chaplin because I've had his headline.
Yeah, stop trying to confuse me. This is summer. It starts in July, July 20th, and opens on August 3rd.
Nancy Opel's hilarious. by the
Nancy
way.
Opel is hilarious, and she's going to talk about sex and dating and being a curvy
Is that
widow.
really the plot?
I mean, that's not how they say it. Because that
Is
would
she
be
walking on anybody?
I'm moving on. Bartlett Shear, Tony nominee this year, is directing Porgy and Bess at the Met. Get this, in the 2019-2020
After he does My Fair Lady.
season. Yes, Grammy-winning opera singer Eric Owens has already been tapped to star. We're going to be so old by then. I can't think that far ahead.
He's done a lot of operas there.
He has.
This is not his first time at the
rodeo, no.
or the opera.
On the site today, we have Brandon Urie, the new star of Kinky Boots, in The Boots. Check that out. He starts May 26th. Is that Adina's birthday? I'm not sure.
No, I think her birthday's 28th, 27th. Somebody tell us.
Somebody tell us. Okay, I'm going to get out of here because Joe Carroll's like
Are you done?
asleep in the corner.
Well, we're actually going to
I'm going to tell you
we're
one.
gonna take a break.
Wait,
'cause
we
that's
have
what
to
do
tell about
now.
the Broadway.com
Oh,
Audience
I'm
Choice
sorry.
Awards.
Fun fact. Fun
It's
fact.
because it's the last day
Oh my God, you guys! You only have
until tomorrow.
28 more hours to vote
That's right.
at Broadway.com/awards.
Correct.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Here's my fun fact. It's not really that fun, but I was thinking of Adina, and I was thinking of The Wicked.
She's won
She won.
many times.
She's won many times, I guess.
She has.
Here are the long-running show. So we didn't always have long-running show, I think, but I don't know. It's been a long time that we've done this. I don't really even know. But here are the shows that have won.
Okay.
Are you ready? You want to
Wicked.
guess? Wicked has won
Wicked,
11
Wicked,
times.
Wicked, 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 Wicked.
Wicked has won 11 times. There's only one time that Wicked did not win, and
Spamalot because of the Clay Aiken effect.
that's correct. But here are the ones that won.
While Clay Aiken was in the show, people were really voting a lot for Spamalot.
The Clay Aiken fans are
Passionate.
They're passionate.
But they didn't vote
But here
for
are the
him
shows
for
that
mayor. What was he running for? Mayor? Governor?
I don't think they'll live in
Let's
his
see.
state.
Mayor.
I don't know. You know, Joe Carroll's still
He
here.
didn't win.
Okay, it's okay.
The
it's
fans
okay.
did not pull through. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
Wow. So here's the long-running shows that won before Wicked came on the scene. Do you want to guess? Anyone? Joe
We
Carroll?
had it before Wicked?
Yes, we existed before Wicked. It's hard to believe.
What one?
Les Mis,
Ah.
Chicago, and Rent. Do you see the Adina connection I'm making here? All right, we should go for a break. Let's break.
We're going to take a break now, and we'll be right back with the fabulous Joe Carroll of BANDSTAND. Don't go anywhere.
Out of my way. Find somebody else who gives a fig what you say. No, disappoint someone. Last time I checked, you were not my husband. You know who tells me stop? You know who tells me you don't have what it takes and you will never reach the top? You know who tells me stop? Nobody, nobody, no. No one tells me no. No one tells me no. No one tells me. No one tells me. No one tells me no.
Broadway is waking up to some big news. That's right, Groundhog Day is nominated for 7 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. And Andy Karl is a Tony nominee for Best Actor. Groundhog Day on Broadway.
Oh my God, we're back. You guys, okay, Adina Menzel's birthday is May 30th. Thank you for correcting me. And, oh my God, Joe Carroll's here.
Joe
What's
Carroll's
up, Joe
here.
Carroll?
Thank
How
you
you
for
doing?
having me. I'm so good.
So you're gonna go in for any of those juicy rolls and skin tight?
You know what? I think I was put on this earth to play a 20-year-old porn star in a play with Idina Menzel. So,
The
but like
opportunity.
actually, seriously, that sounds really fun. I have no idea what the plot is about, but I think that would be fun.
We'll see. That's what Live at 5 exists for, and to introduce everyone to amazing people like you. How are you, sir? Your
I'm
hair
good.
looks good.
Thank you. It's a little curly.
Yeah, I like that. I always wanted to have hair like that, like curly like that.
You have the best head
I
of
wasn't
hair
trying to fish
on-
for that.
I'm not.
I just wanted to point out that, like, growing up, I actually wanted that kind of hair. How's Bandstand?
It's going great.
I love this show.
We are so happy that you do. You have been such. The whole Broadway.com family has been so supportive of our show, and
Well,
it means a lot to us.
this is a fantastic, brand new, completely original.
Completely original.
My parents saw it
Yeah?
this weekend, lost their mind. They loved it.
That's great.
Thumbs up for mom and dad.
Thumbs up for mom and dad.
And the cast is phenomenal. And I love that you. So you play who? What's his name?
Johnny Simpson.
Yep,
is his
Johnny
name.
Simpson.
He's the drummer.
He's the drummer.
I sort of say that he's a combination between like Chris Pratt in Parks and Recreation and Guy Patterson from That Thing You Do,
Okay.
with a little bit of like Ethan from The Full Monty. You know, he's kind of
yeah.
like he's just a
Yeah.
little bit not totally
not quite
not totally there.
He's
but,
an odd guy.
but he's kind of a goofball.
How did you find your way to him? Did it just click with you right away?
Well, I've played a couple drummers before.
In what?
In Once. My Broadway debut was in Once. The musical.
And you knew how to drum before that.
Yeah, I was kind of like to say I have to watch my mouth, right? Because we're live. Like I can't swear.
You can do whatever you want. It's the internet.
Well, I think the only person that is for sure watching is my mom.
Hey, Mom.
And so, hi, Mom.
Is Mom definitely watching?
I'm 99%
Aw.
sure that she's watching. If she figured out how to use Facebook Live, which I think she did. But
All you have to do is click on it.
yeah, so I can't. I'm not going to use. I'm trying to watch my mouth. No, but.
But
what
I
were
love
we
the
talking
idea
about?
that you. I love the idea that you got to Broadway. You were like
Yeah.
got off the bus and you were holding 2 drumsticks. You were like, "Hey, Broadway, I'm gonna be on Broadway, but I'm gonna drum on Broadway." It's
You know,
weird. It's weird that you're finding roles that accommodate that.
It was opportunity and preparation, I guess. You know, I got off the bus and Once had just won Best Musical. They needed someone who could play a bunch of instruments, and so I saw the show in previews right before they opened, bawled like a little child, and then spent the summer teaching myself the score on guitar and mandolin and drums.
Wow.
And then I graduated, and it just so happened that the show was a hit, and they needed another understudy, and I went in and that was how I made my Broadway debut, playing the drums. And so now I'm originating a part playing the drums. So maybe I'll just keep playing the drums. I don't know.
Do you have any drumming dream roles?
You know,
That thing you do. You're pining for that thing you do, aren't you?
if anyone wants to turn That Thing You Do into a musical, I'm not available right now, but I'd like to do that. Turn Whiplash into a musical. I don't know. we could go down the line, but the drummers are always a little goofy. It's always like you go in for the drummer and they're always like, he's goofy. He's been hit in the head too many times. Like he's Ringo, but you know, like they're like they always want him to be a little bit goofy. So, and actually the writers told me that when they wrote Bandstand, that the drummer. They thought they were going to have to hire a professional swing drummer because it's a really difficult drumming book, and then they kind of just kept throwing me stuff because I could talk on stage.
You're like super talented.
Well, I wasn't fishing.
No, I know, it's amazing though.
But,
Like they thought they were gonna have to get a real jazz drummer, and they got you.
They told me that at opening, and it was a huge compliment. It was a huge compliment.
Did you ever do marching band drumming?
I didn't because
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
You were a drummer in the marching
was a
band?
drummer. I was a
Snare drum
drummer.
or the other ones?
No, that one.
That one. Because
That one.
yeah, it's then
I
there's
might have done that one.
bass,
I may have done that
bass
one.
drum. Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, no, because my freshman year of high school, you had to pick between the band or the choir, and so it was like, what do you want to do? And
I want to sing pretty.
I want to sing. I just want to. Don't make me sing. So I just sang. So I did the choir, and played in bands and kept playing music. And then in college, people found out that I played the drums and said, "Will you play drums for my cabaret or my whatever?"
You were the
And-
go-to.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And this is actually a crazy story. My senior year of college, I was in the ensemble of Chicago. I was dancing in the ensemble of Chicago.
Are you a
And
good Fosse dancer? Fosse-ish?
I am not.
Okay.
But I was. I wanted to be in the ensemble of Chicago, and so I worked hard and basically just asked the director, "Will you just put me in the back and put a hat and I'll just whatever." And the final performance, the drummer in the pit got sick and had to go to the hospital.
Oh my God.
And so we had a swing in this college production of Chicago, which we never had. And the swing went on, and I sight read the second act of Chicago on the drums from the pit, and it was absolutely terrifying. But like the whole courtroom scene, which is all like
Yeah.
cowbells.
Right,
and,
right.
You know, I don't know. It was ridiculous, but.
So, you and Laura Osnes have a little bit of a history.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
So talk about that. Didn't you romance her on Broadway?
I didn't. We never did the show
never
together.
did together?
We never did it together. I came into Cinderella with Carly Rae Jepsen when
I was wrong.
Laura Osnes and Santino left. So they left together,
Okay.
and then Carly and I replaced them. But we always kind of talked about, I wish we would have done it together. And then Laura does these princess parties at 54 Below,
right.
and we sang "Do I Love You Because You're Beautiful" together at that, which was very cool.
And how many Cinderellas did you have as Topher?
I had four
Full-time,
full-time Cinderellas. Carly and Keke Palmer, Paige Foray, who's now in Saigon, right over here, so 3 full-timers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Was it a fun show?
It was amazing. It was amazing. It was the first time that I was allowed to be funny on stage. Actually, like I saw the show.
Did you know you were funny?
My mom, like my mom knew, like I was like funny with my family and my friends. Thought I was, but I didn't do comedy or stand up or whatever, anything of that stuff. I just kind of went through college and was like singing in Brigadoon and things like that, and then I auditioned. I saw that show and Santino was fantastic, and I was like,
were you daunted by the comedic shenanigans of Santino Fontana?
I kind of was like, that's my type of funny. Like if I'm gonna be funny, I think I could do that sort of thing. And so he paved the way, and then I went in, and my agent came to see it, and he was cool because my agent came and he was like, I didn't know you were funny, and I was like, I didn't really know either, but here we are, and now this guy's sort of funny too, and Johnny Simpson in Bandstand,
you were like, yes, agent, I'm funny. Now get me another gig.
Yeah,
let's do this. Open up the casting pool.
Yeah, and that's what they did. And so I started, playing funny parts.
Somebody wants to know what it was like reuniting with your Cinderella Laura Osnes. Thank you, Alex, for also having the wrong fact. So I feel less awkward about it.
But this is like, we are, we're the Cinderella family, and we talk a lot about how, that period of both of our lives being so transformative, being in Cinderella.
Yeah.
And now we get to, do Bandstand. She wrote my opening night card. She was like, Julia Trojan has a soft spot for Johnny Simpson. I was like, oh, that's very nice. So,
Elise wants to know, what's your favorite song in Bandstand? This is a great score.
Yeah, it's a great score.
Original score.
Totally.
I can't wait for the album, by the way.
Yeah,
you recorded it.
We recorded it.
Okay.
We are very cool. We are playing on the album. The Donny Nova Band plays. We went in and we were like,
so you had to do it
session
twice?
musicians.
You had to do like a, are you in the musicians union now?
Yeah, we are members of the musicians
Were you
union.
already because of Once?
I was because of Once,
Okay.
and then I sort of like stopped paying my dues for 2 years, and now I'm a member again. So we went in and we got to play, which was very cool. But so that comes out sometime middle of June.
Okay.
They told us exactly when, and I should know that information, but I don't
That's
know
all
that
right.
information.
Sometime in June.
Sometime in June, but look for it.
Trust me, when it comes out, I'll be talking it up.
My favorite song to play is Welcome Home Finale, which is the final, sort of Laura's big 11 o'clock number. It's very fast, it's very difficult.
It's very emotional.
It's super
That's
emotional.
an acting moment
it
for everybody. I mean, that's a huge dramatic moment.
Yeah, and the writer said that they wanted to write something that they weren't sure if the leading lady would be able to actually get through it every night. They were like, we show up and see if she fails. And what happened was, it was all about, now, will the band fail? Like, will the solos, am I going to break a stick? Is the sax player going to overblow? Whatever happens, like naturally in a band scenario like that, it's really rewarding to get to play that.
Did they actually write the show hoping that it would become a thing, that the audience would show up and not know if the leading lady would make it through?
Well, I think
she might die tonight singing this song.
I think that it's
Laura does it every night.
Yeah, she does, and she sounds perfect.
Yeah.
But it's like the idea that any of those 11 o'clock numbers,
it's
it's like a Rose's
high risk in the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And to see what they're going to do with that tune. So that's my favorite.
You want to hear my favorite?
Yeah, what's your favorite?
Nobody.
No, but,
God, that song is so great.
It's super catchy. Yeah.
You guys must have fun doing
Yeah,
that song.
it's really
a lot
great.
of like fashionography.
Yeah, a lot of fashionography,
Right?
a lot of
Like,
getting ready, sort
styled.
of getting ready rag.
Getting ready rag. It is your getting ready rag.
Yeah, it's our getting ready rag.
Peyton
Matt Roden's laughing at me.
Peyton has a very important question.
Yes.
What is the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
recently, meaning in the last probably 5 years, my dad is a businessman. My dad makes labels. Okay, so my dad makes labels. My mother's a caterer.
What kind of labels?
Like labels,
labels.
on like labels.
Labels.
Like on
Mailing
perfume
labels
bottles
and
and
labels.
he did a big one for the Chicago Cubs this year for
They're sticky on one side.
Vienna hot
Those
dogs.
things.
Yes, sticky on one side. Labels.
Labels.
And so I was in college choosing between doing a really sort of awesome rep season of shows that would have paid me $0 or being like, tree number 5 in the background of a big fancy regional theater that was going to pay a lot of money. And I was like, Dad, what do I do? And he was like, you have to start making decisions as if you're a rich person, as if the money doesn't matter. You need to go where the art is, because then hopefully the money will come. And if you have kids and mortgages and stuff, then you have to make decisions that way. But you should not worry about money. You should just focus on the art and try to do that as to the best of your ability. And my manager said the same thing actually a couple of days ago. She's like, you just gotta just focus on art and don't worry about all the money and all of that stuff. And so I try to remember that, because New York City is expensive and it's hard sometimes to remember. But to just try to make something great and try to so that's current advice. Old school advice, like as you're coming through the ranks, I would say just consume as much as possible. Watch TV, watch movies, go to theater constantly. Consume as much as possible, and then be nice to people.
Be nice to people.
Yeah.
You have a lot of questions, but we have to go in a minute. But I'm going to ask a few.
Okay.
Laura makes labels too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Cassie wants to know, what's your favorite show tune of all time? You can't say "Welcome Home from Bandstand."
No,
It's
I
great-
can't.
It's a great song.
My favorite show tune of all time. I think that "If I Loved You" is a perfect song. I think that.
Have you ever played that role?
No.
Billy Bigelow?
No, I haven't.
Not Julie Jordan.
Then
Billy
not Julie Jordan. No, but that's a definite dream role. We're gonna let Josh do it, and then in like 10 years
Joshua
from now,
Henry.
yeah, Joshua Henry, and then we'll do it in 10 years.
I want to see you do it.
But yeah, that's probably my favorite.
Any funny mishaps at Bandstand? You were probably ready for this question. Everybody always asks this question.
Well, it's a good question, but not at Bandstand. But my favorite sort of mishap in my career, allergy season at Cinderella. This was like probably this time in 2014, and I had like bronchitis and a sinus infection and all of those terrible things. And I was just pushing through the show, and we had a student matinee on a Thursday afternoon, and the whole balcony, like 1,000 kids, were here from like all sorts of schools, and I was just like struggling. And I got to the last note of Loneliness of Evening, and will my love come home? Voice cracked, and a piece of phlegm went flying out of my mouth and into like the front row. And I just saw it go like this. And as I voice cracked, 1,000 kids in the balcony just erupted in laughter. In the silence after this beautiful "Will my love come?" just erupting in laughter. And I just walked off stage, and everybody was like, "That's like, it was just terrible." But that's a Cinderella story. We've been
That's
okay
a good
at
one.
Bandstand, yeah.
That's a good classic story, actually.
yeah,
Anything that involves hitting audience members.
Yeah, with phlegm.
Yeah.
So if you were at that show,
He's
really
very sorry. And go see Bandstand.
Go see
If you were at
Bandstand.
that show.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll love it, because everybody would.
Yeah, right.
Thank you so much, Joe, for coming by.
Thank you, Paul.
Everyone,
Broadway.com.
please go see Bandstand and get that album. You're going to love it.
Yeah. Come see us.
Yeah.
It's great. The show's fabulous.
And we'll be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock with another awesome guest. Bye.